Thank you, everyone. We're going to get started just like usual with our 10 chin tucks and our 10 5 per side head turns. So seated or standing, we're just really thinking about that length through the spine here. Let's get ready with our tucks. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Maintaining that length through the spine. Here we go. We're going to turn, looking over our shoulder. 1, back to center, other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, from here we're going to go on the timer. I've switched stuff up today. All right, we still have we have 4 blocks, but some of them are going to be a little bit shorter here. Okay, we're going to have 2 9 minutes and 2 5 minutes. So that's 5 blocks altogether with our warm up that we're going to start. Our warm up is only going to be 8 minutes, but we are still starting with cat-cow. So you can either be with me seated for round 1 here at the edge of my chair, or our standing variation is to just go ahead and place your hands on the chair. Okay, creating that neutral spine right here. Okay, so whichever variation you'd like to start with, let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. So we really want to think of the flexion and extension of our spine as well as our neck. All right, it's morning time. We've more than likely been resting, laying on our back, our side, or our stomach for an extended period of time. So we are trying to wake the body up right here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Next, we're going to do our 4 count cherry pickers. So our feet are going to come out right outside our shoulders. We're going to reach outwards, middle, and in. You can do the seated or standing. All right, your hips push back if you're standing, and you'll feel it a little more through your hamstrings. Go at a pace that's comfortable for you, okay? You're not forcing the stretch. You're just going where your body wants to stop. Okay, keeping that movement going the whole time. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Next, we have a lateral 2-step with a knee raise. So this is just like when we're doing our external rotation here, but we're just avoiding this for our warm up. So for the seated, it's lateral 2-step, opposite knee. Okay, and standing, it's step together, step, knee, step together, step, knee. Okay, I'm going to stay seated. I'll move to standing round 2. And time. And the last one, we have 4 exercises for our warm up, is we're going to do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same seated or standing. You can, if you're standing, you're kind of pivoting on that back foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going back to cat-cow after this, and you can maintain seated if you are. I will be moving to the standing variation for the next 2 rounds, just like usual. Okay, so back to cat-cow. Seated or standing, ready, begin. Really thinking of that flexion and extension through the spine. Yeah, let's do that. I started laughing.
I know, right?
Good, we have about 5 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go back to those 4 count chain breakers. And time, good, okay, so feet are, whether you're seated or standing, are about shoulder width apart. We're reaching out, middle, in, and then up, ready? Begin, out, middle, in, up, okay? You pick your pace here, okay? If the up, down makes you dizzy, you might want to slow it down or maintain a seated position. The standing position, you are going to feel this in the back of the legs a little bit more than if you were seated, okay? It's still a nice back stretch though, lower back stretch with the seated variation. 2 and 1. Good, so now we are going into the lateral 2-step to knee raise. Okay, so step together, step, knee. Okay, or your lateral abduction. Step together, step. It's a fun one. Again, remember, it's important to move forward and back, side to side, and in rotation. When you're thinking about exercise, you want to do all of those patterns because that's how we move in real life, okay? All right, our last one here is 4 cross-body reaches to 4 diagonal reaches. So there's more pivot with the standing variation than with the seated in the back of the foot. Here's our rotation, right? Moving the shoulder in different directions. Because it's a ball and socket joint, it moves in a lot of different ways. And time, 1 more round through. All right, so cat-cow for the final time. I'll move this way. Oh. And stay nice and mindful, especially with this exercise. This house is our spinal cord. And remember, that connects to our brain and helps our body, that computes, tells our body what to do. So taking good care of your spine is really important. 2 and 1, okay? Final round of 4 count cherry pickers. Okay, feet are right outside your shoulder width, whether you're seated or standing. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. That's where that 4 count comes from. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next we have our lateral 2-step with the knee raise, or our lateral abduction for 2 with the opposite knee raise. So here we go. We're gonna step together, step, knee, step together, step. Have fun with it. Move your arms how it feels right for you. My mom's got one of these going on. You can't see her, but she's a little more advanced than me with it. And time, okay. Last one is our 4 cross-body reaches to our 4 diagonal reaches. Remember, seated or standing, the standing, you're gonna see that pivot on the back foot more than if you were seated. Ten more seconds and our warm-up is complete. Two and 1. All right. So go ahead and get a drink. We're going to go to our first block. Our first block is pretty traditional here. We've got our 45 seconds of work, our 15 seconds of transition time, 9 minutes long, 3 exercises. Optimal weights here. And I'm going to let you pick if you want to do a sumo squat or a sit squat, okay? So you have the option to either be about shoulder width apart with those feet and do your regular sit squat. We're gonna drive it up, hammer curl, okay? Hammer curl just means you're keeping your knuckles out to either side, okay? Instead of doing this. That way you don't have to shift your hands around, okay? Now, some of you might have a preference for a sumo squat. So if that's the case, your heels are gonna come outside your shoulders, your toes are gonna come out. You're gonna tap it down. Dumbbells are kind of gonna be in between your legs and curl. Tap, curl, okay? So again, you can either be here and have your more of a narrow stance, your regular sit squat, and your dumbbells will be on the outside, curl, or you can come wider, and then the dumbbells are on the inside. Okay, now for your seated variation, lateral tap, leg extension, curl. Lateral tap, leg extension, curl. You're gonna do both, and we can keep it a hammer curl there, okay? All right, and then after that, single arm rows. So seated variation, you're kind of resting. You only need one dumbbell here, okay? You're resting your one hand here, okay? And you're rowing one side here. I want you to think about through your spine here, shooting up, right? See how I'm nice and straight through here? You don't want this, okay? You want to think of actively pulling your spine up when you're rowing, and you're thinking about this muscle group right here, okay? So we don't want this, okay? We don't want that's not gonna benefit you, okay? We want pull it up right here, okay? And if you're standing, you can use the side of your chair here in a split stance, okay? All right. And if you're advanced, you might be able to take 2 of your dumbbells and put them together, okay? If you feel like I'm very strong at this particular exercise, try that. All right, so here we go. I will be seated for the first round, and we're doing either our sit squat to bicep curl or sumo squat to bicep curl. Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Seated, I'm doing my lateral tap, leg extension, hammer curl, okay? Remember, if you're choosing to do the sumo squat, your dumbbells are in between. And if you're choosing to do the sit squat, your dumbbells are on either side like mine are in the seated variation. About 5 more seconds. Whew, okay, now we have a single arm row, okay? So we're gonna go ahead. Remember what I said about your spine here, whether you're seated or standing, you wanna keep it elongated. Try not to have any rounding through the front of the shoulders here. So just lift yourself up. All right, and focus on the back side of that rib cage. Right, my muscle connection. See where I'm holding my rib here? That's where I'm telling my brain, my thoughts, I'm saying, squeeze right there in that area. All right, you can probably, even if you put your hand there, if it stretches around to there, you can feel the movement. Remember the importance and time. We're going to get ready for the other side and shake out that spine there from keeping it upright. Remember the importance of single limb exercises to help, close the gap between natural imbalances we may have in our body. All right, here we go. Other side. Stay focused. Think of that area I told you to. Right there, the back side of the rib cage there. keeping the elbow somewhat close to the body. Okay, it's not flaring out to the side. And again, I'm staying nice and elongated through that spine. I'm trying not to round my upper back. And I'm looking at a fixed focal point on the floor in front of me, somewhere where I can tell that my neck is in line with the rest of my spine, right? If I were looking up at the camera like this, I'm no longer in like a nice straight line with my spine and neck. I've kind of made a bend, right? And time. Okay, so we're going back to the top, which is our sumo squat or sit squat with hammer curl, okay? So I think I am going to, I'll do one of each, okay? I'm gonna start with the sit squat, all right? So I'm tapping down, I'm driving through the heels, hammer curl. Or you can maintain the seated variation I did round one. I'll do one variation each round. The important thing here is when you're standing back up, I'm pushing my heels into the floor. I'm squeezing my glutes. That is how we create that connection and get those muscles to really activate. Think about it. Less than 10 seconds here. And then we're going back to single arm rows. And time. Okay, so you're going to pick a side. All right, I'll show you this time. All right, I'm in a split stance. All right, neutral spine. Remember, I'm not here. I'm here. Okay, here we go. Elbow comes back. I'm thinking right here, right where my fingertips are, the edge of my fingertips. Think of the elbow pulling back versus the fingertips of the weight pulling back, okay? Think of that elbow coming back. Good. We have 10 more seconds on this side. Uh-oh. Let's see. Saying here, maybe you guys can still see me, but it just said that I was turned off for some reason. Keep it going there. Get ready for the other side. Do just a little adjustment here. Sorry, guys. Uh-oh. Zoom. And begin. Other side. There we go. All fixed. All right. So, other side. Remember, nice neutral spine. We're trying to be aware of our neck and spine being in a nice straight line, taking out any curvature, any rounding in the upper back, and staying focused on that lat. Elbow pulls back. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Here we go. Final round. I will be doing the sumo squat bicep curl variation this time. Okay, so you can stay with your seated, your regular sit squat, or your sumo squat. The heels are outside of my shoulder. I'm tapping it down, still pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes on the way up. And I like to show the differences just because, you know, it might be one variation might bother you more than another, right? Maybe that regular sit squat is not as friendly on your body as this variation. So I just want you to have a little library, an exercise library in your mind in case I ever throw an exercise that doesn't work for you. You're learning variations that you could quickly switch to. Okay, final round of single arm rows. Okay, final set seated or standing. Either way, we're thinking of that neutral spine. We're not here, right? We're here. Okay, here we go. Remember, the time is a guide. If you feel like you need to come up for a break, like even if like say one of your, like in this split stance, say your leg feels like it's got a lot of stress, just do this for a second. Just come up, shake it out. And when you're ready, you can come back, okay? Five more seconds on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's finish up with the other side, and then we will move on to our next block. Split stance on the other side. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. How's that neck and spine? Is it a nice neutral position here? Are you focused on that elbow pulling back and up and on that lat muscle? Do you feel the contraction there when you tell it to contract? When you think about it, do you feel it? Almost done. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Okay. First working block is done. We have our warm up or working block. Now we're going to go into a 5-minute block. Okay. 40 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 2 exercises. Our standing variations are an alternating split squat. So you can hold on to the back of your chair with 2 hands. Okay. All right, remember, when I'm here, the primary leg you're working is the front one. My heel needs to maintain contact into the floor, especially as I drive up, okay? So if you feel like your heel is popping off, just adjust your foot positioning until you find it. And make sure you have space from here to here. You don't want to be too, this is going to be a lot more hard than if you were here. Okay, you'll more balance this way. And if you're advanced, you may be able to do this without holding on to something or just with one hand on something. So that you could also do it this way, okay? Our seated variation is our alternating leg press, right? Pressing something away, all right? Okay, and then we're doing a alternating side bend and knee twist. So standing, it's going to look like this. We're going to side bend, knee twist, side bend, knee twist, side bend. Okay, seated, side bend, knee twist, side bend, knee twist. Okay, so alternating lunges and side bend knee twists. We have 40 seconds going on the clock. I'm going to start with my seated variation. So I'll be doing alternating leg presses. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm towards the edge of my chair. I'm leaning back slightly, pressing with the heel of my foot. I'm returning. I'm imagining I'm pushing something really heavy away with the heel of my foot. And I'm trying to extend that leg. This gets into your glute, your hamstring, and your quadricep, just like the lunges do. Five more seconds here. 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to go into our side bend, knee twist. Okay, seated or standing, we're going to alternate that movement. Here we go. Side bend. Working those obliques. 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Round 2. I am going to move to standing, but please feel free to stay seated if that's better. We are either doing our alternating lunges or our alternating leg press. You go through your range of motion. So if right here is where you feel it and your body can move, then that's okay, all right? You're trying to stay connected. When I'm like lowering down, all through here, pressing through the heel should help you feel it right here. And you may feel that other leg work. Again, remember we say when we're tight, you're going to feel that other leg working too. It's actually more of a stretch that you're feeling. Good. All right. Then to twist. Getting those obliques in. Here we go. Side bend. We have one more round after this. And time, okay. Final set of each of these exercises, either your seated alternating leg press or your alternating lunges, okay? Here we go. Remember, if you have to back, down, drive it up, return, okay? You can 4 count it. Remember, quality over quantity. Nice controlled movement patterns. You don't want your mind to get ahead of how fast your body can do it, right? So just slow it down and focus on good technique. And time. All done with those. Last round of our side bends to knee twist, seated or standing. Okay. Hands come behind the head. Here we go. Side bend. You might even feel some differences in your body. My body on this side does not like to bend as much as it does on this side. Sometimes you notice those things. And that's good because you learn about your body, right? And time. Okay, guys, take a break. 5-minute block done. We are back to our last 9-minute block, and then we have one more 5-minute block after that, okay? So I'm going to show you the standing variation for the first one, okay? And then the second exercise, there's a right and a left to it, and for everybody, it's going to be seated, okay? So the first one, standing variation. I want you to look what I'm going to do right here. My feet are about shoulder width apart. Okay, my toes are forward. Okay, and then right at my hips here, right? I'm just pushing back slightly. Did you see that? So it's not my head coming forward. Okay, it's my hips pushing back, creating a little bend in the knee. Okay, you should feel very stable right here. Like if somebody were going to push you on your shoulders, it's a really stable position for you. Okay, so from here, you're going to hold here. You're going to tap front, center, back, let me see. Alternating front, back, center, toe raise or heel raise, okay? Front, back, center, toe raise. Almost like you're gonna jump, but you just come up to your toes, okay? So front, back, center, raise. Front, back, center, raise, okay? Now your seated variation you're going to do the front, back, center. You're going to be closer towards the edge of your chair. And whether you have arms on your chair or your chair looks like mine, tap it front, back, center, and then lift your glutes up. Front, back, center, lift your glutes up. Okay, you can use your hands to assist. And if you notice, look at my hover. I'm just coming off ever so slightly, okay? Just lifting my glutes up, inch or two, okay, and bring it back down. All right, I'll do that for round one. Now, the next one, we're all gonna be seated, ab exercise, okay? All on one side first, all right? I'm gonna come to the edge of my chair so I can scoop and lean back, okay? I'm kind of scooping and rounding my back here, and I'm going to knee tuck, twist. And if you can put your hands up here. Knee tuck, twist. Knee tuck, twist. So let me show you on the side here. All right. I am closer towards the edge of my chair. Not so much you feel like you're gonna fall off. Okay. I'm rounding. I'm trying to like round. Okay, the opposite of what I was saying in our earlier exercises. Now we're working the abs. We're trying to scoop. All right. Knee tuck, twist. Knee tuck, twist. All one side and then all the other. Okay. So we're starting with our front, back, center, foot here in this stance. Okay. All right. And then you're going to come up to a heel raise. Okay. If you're seated with me for round one, we're going to lift our behinds off the seat for a second. 45 seconds is going on the clock. Let's get ready. Okay. Have those hips pushed back. Get ready. And here we go. Start front, back, side, heel raise. Front, back, side, heel raise. If you're seated, we're doing the glute raise. Side. Boom. Side. Side. Front, back, side. Front, back, and side. That's time. Okay, so now everyone's going to come to seated. We're on one side. Okay, so whatever leg you're going to start with, we're going to stay on that leg. I'm coming closer towards the edge of my chair, but I still feel like I can maintain scooping and curling. I'm going to pull that knee in and now twist. If this becomes too much to keep your leg up, pull your knee in, twist it. You can always take a little break, okay? You might feel through the hip flexor. Knee tuck, twist. Knee tuck, twist. Knee tuck, whoo, twist. Should feel your core and your leg. Knee tuck. And twist.
Oh my God.
My mom's not liking that one too much. Try your hands over here.
Yes,
like this. Okay,
yes.
this might feel really hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might need to come right here, or if you need to hold onto the side of the chair, that's fine too. We're going to do the other side here, okay? And here we go. Knee tuck. Twist. Knee tuck. Twist. And twist. We're halfway. Take a break if you need it, okay? Go ahead, just, if you have to, look, shake it out a little, okay? And when you're ready, lean it back. Knee tuck. Twist. Knee tuck. And twist. 5 seconds. Knee tuck. And twist. Good. Woo! Oh my goodness, that one's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Give me some feedback on that one. I'm not sure. You're liking that one, Mom? Okay, here we go. Back to the top again. I'm going to do our standing variations now. Remember, boom, right there. Okay, we're going front, back, side, heel raise, front, back, side. And time. Finish off. All right, back to these chair tucks to twist, okay? You can always do, if it's just feeling too challenging, stick to one of the movements instead, okay? So what I mean by that is maybe just your knee tuck here is a little easier than doing your knee tuck twist, okay? We're halfway if you need to take a little rest. I tried to add a bit more core into this series. And time, okay? Other side, shake it out. You might feel it through your hip flexors here a little bit, okay? All right. Other side, okay? Let's get ready and begin. Knee tuck and twist. Remember, maybe just the knee tuck is good enough. I'm sweating on this one.
Yeah, I'm too. That's hard.
Take your rest. You can't see my mom over here, but she's taking
I'm taking a rest.
And then she's coming back to it when she feels ready, okay? Whew, okay, time. One more set, okay? One more set. We're going to our front, back, side, heel raise, okay? Ready? Begin. Front, back, side, pretend jump. Oops. And time. All done with those. Okay. Lift, round up. And if the chair's too hard, guys, if you want to do them round 3, if you want to do your knee tuck, you can do our standing variation right here too. That might actually be easier if you're struggling, okay? That's why it's nice when my mom works out, I can tell, I'm like, okay, this one's really hard.
Yeah.
I'm just going to maintain my seated. Remember, some other variations are just stay right here, okay? What makes it more challenging seated is we're scooping the spine, right? We're leaning back. You can even bring that leg all the way down too, if that's better. Okay, so final side, then we're done with those. These do make me work. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Okay, so final side. Here we go. Knee tuck. Remember, you can do this standing. Trying to stay controlled. We're halfway. Woo. Take your breaks as you need it. We have 10 seconds. Yowza. One more 5-minute block after this. And time. Oi. All done there?
That's a hurt one.
Oi. All right. So recover, get a drink. One more block. We're doing our total body extensions option. We did just do some toe raises on this last block. So if you if you've had enough of toe raises, you don't need to do them. Remember, your feet are about hip width apart, toes are facing forward, right here, okay? And you swing back, and then like you're gonna jump and come up onto your toes. Now, you don't have to do your toes up. If you're more comfortable just keeping your heels down, do that. What I want you to remember is all your power comes from this area right here. Your arms are like swings on a swing set. They are just momentum, okay? They're not doing any work. You just see them moving. And what happens is you coming to the top of the movement and squeezing your glutes stops the momentum of your hands, okay? All right? Whether you come up to your toes or not. Seated, it's going to look very similar, okay? You just, and you still have the option of coming up onto your toes, okay? All right, it's all about through that hip, okay? Think of the hip, pushing back, swinging forward, pushing back, swinging forward, okay? Like a suitcase, all right? And you hinge right here at the hip. And then the next one, nothing new, finally, right? Nothing new. Bicep curl and knee raise. Okay, seated or standing, all right? Round one, I'll do seated. This is just 5 minutes long and we are done, guys. So starting with our total body extensions, okay? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. And these are sneaky because that momentum gets you don't realize your heart rate's going until you stop and you're like, ooh, I'm a little bit out of breath. So if you feel a little shaky on your feet, come to your seated variation, be safe. We're also working our middle back by this overhead raise. Time, okay? Deep breath, you're gonna feel it, okay? It's surprising because it's kind of easy feeling with the momentum.
You have to squeeze your butt though
You
to
do.
make you stop.
Oh, bicep curl with knee raise. So both of these exercises work the core. The total body extension is more through the back side of your body and your lower back and your glutes, which is part of core control. And this is through the hip flexors and single leg. You should be able to feel the abdominals working as well as, of course, it's the biceps. All right, round 2. Back to total body extension, seated or standing, with or without the heel raise. That's your choice, okay? Remember, feet are under hips. The way down should be pure momentum, right? It's that squeezing the glute at the top that brings everything to a halt. Your glutes and your hamstrings and lower back are doing most of the work in this movement, in your heart. And time. Woo. Woo. Breathe. Bicep curl with an alternating knee raise. Here we go. Okay, one more round, guys. One more round. And then we are going to just stretch it out. We'll be all done. Okay, total body extension, seated or standing. Here we go. Hips push back, nice neutral spine. Still at that end range. I look like a table, right? Like you could rest a tray on my back. Squeeze your glutes at the top. It's what stops the momentum in its track. This is good for our ankles too. If you are doing the toe raise. And it's time. All done with those. Ooh. Bicep curl. The knee raise, seated or standing. We're done after this. Here we go. Challenge yourself and see if you can hold. Done after this. 3, 2, and time. Good job, guys. All right, get a drink. We're going to stretch. I'm reconsidering our chair knee tuck.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah, so don't worry. If you didn't like it, don't worry. I think I'm going to change that up next week. So I still want my mom's here, right?
Yeah. I can't do that.
Tell her she has to come, guys. Someday she can. She's helping me out. But, you know. All right, so if you can, standing, we're going to come over here into our forward bend. You can see how this not only stretches out the back of your legs, but also your shoulder and back. If this is just uncomfortable and you prefer to go in the chair, what I want you to do is I want you to think of that length through your spine here, and I want you to lift your arms up. And I want you to just reach and lengthen, okay? And you don't have to go further than your body. If your arms only want to come to here, that's okay. All right, don't try to force them up to your ears if they don't want to go there. And release, okay? From here, let's go into a side twist so everyone can sit here and we can just stretch and look over that back shoulder. I'm taking my opposite hand and kind of using it to assist me. I'm not forcing, but just letting it help me. And again, wherever your range of motion, if your head does not want to look behind the shoulder, it only want to look here, it's okay. Just work within your range. Forcing ourselves to go further than our body wants us to is not really beneficial. And come back to center. Let's do the same thing, other side. You may notice one side has a little more mobility than the other. That's okay. And we'll come back to center. And then let's go ahead and do our side glute and our piriformis here. We can go ahead and cross our one leg. I'm flexing this foot here to protect my knee here, okay? And again, I'm thinking of that length of the spine, gently just moving forward. It's not much, right? And you're gonna feel the stretch right through here, okay? So it's not much of a, it might be an inch that you're moving forward, okay? And release. Let's go ahead and put that leg down. Cross the other, flex the foot, lift up, gently move forward. Trying to keep that nice neutral spine here. And release. Let's go ahead and do our neck and trap right through here. So we're just going to gently press and pull. And release, and then same thing other side. Press and pull. And release. All right, we're just going to go ahead and inhale up. Palms together, exhale to heart. One more time, inhale up. Palms together, exhale to heart. Okay, guys.
Yay. I did it.